Welcome to Vicious Whispers with Mark Tullius, your source for horror, sci-fi, suspense, and all things violent.
Thank you so much for joining me today on Vicious Whispers with Mark Tullius. Today, at the end of the episode, I will read the incorrect choice for last week's Trying to Die at Ghostland that my daughter read. She read chapter 1. I will read the incorrect choice, and then she will read chapter 2. I can't guarantee that's what we're going to do every week. We'll see what kind of mood I'm in. Who knows if I'm really going to read it today, because I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I am in a good mood, though. I'm very appreciative. I'm very grateful. And so I probably will do this because maybe some of you guys will enjoy hearing me pretend I am a high school senior female. Whatever. Let's try it. But everything that's happening, Try Not to Die Ghostland is awesome. Thank you to everyone for their cool reviews. I'm actually going to read some of those today because that's something I have been terrible at. I've been terrible about sharing reviews, thanking people for the reviews. I'm just not good at marketing, not doing any of that, not knowing when it's appropriate, sometimes not seeing them. I'm not on social media that much. I've been terrible at that. So I want to do some of the Ghostland ones today and talk about one in particular that I thought was super awesome about Ain't No Messiah. So get into that. A lot of shit happening this week in a good mood. I think a lot of the good mood is due to, well, from all this positivity that's just continuing to happen. But I also trained more this week. So last week I didn't train jujitsu at all. The week before, I don't think I had either because I was on vacation. The last week was more of me just coming off of vacation, being tired, worried about my knee. So more than anything, more than I wanted to admit to myself was worried about my knee and also the pain in my hip and is it worth it? And so I didn't go to class last week, but then I went to open mat on Sunday, got in about 5 rolls. That was cool. That was perfect for me. Wasn't too much, but I did push myself. And then I went back Tuesday and Wednesday night with my wife. So we partner up for the first part of it, and then we get to roll with other people and each other. So that's awesome. Not going too hard. But both of those nights, there were higher belts that were, I'm not even sure the second guy was a higher belt. He definitely felt it. But these were guys that were stronger than me, faster than me, more technical, and awesome. And just how cool that is to have as training partners. I also really enjoy training with younger guys because then you can help show them stuff and it's a slower pace and all that. But being able to really have someone put it on you, yeah, it's fun. Get to test yourself and just realize like, oh yeah, I'm not as tough as I thought I was. No. And I've known that for a while, but it's always good to get those reminders. So the training has been awesome. Going back. So I'll be going back tonight at 6 o'clock with my wife. We'll do that class. There will be a special open mat on Saturday. This will be at 10th Planet Whittier. So I think open mat is 11 o'clock on Saturday. And then that night, we are going to be watching Ashley Evans Smith in her UFC fight. That's Saturday night. I believe she fights at 4 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. We'll be rooting her on. She's repping the gym. I interviewed Ashley way back, I think it was July 2012. Yeah, it's crazy to think how far she's gone, how she's still doing it, what else she's done with her podcast and everything else. Pretty amazing. So yeah, that's just one of the reasons why we will be rooting for her. That interview took place at Rain in Orange County. I remember, I think it was Corey Kelly from King's MMA, where I had been kind of interviewing guys there, working out with them a little bit. He had recommended I go check it out. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, I'll go, I'll try it. I was like, maybe I'll try to practice. And I go, and there's all these pro fighters that I recognize. And then I think there might have been, I don't know if Ashley was the only female, maybe there was another one, but she was definitely the one I saw and that really stood out just how hard she was training. And it was right before her first pro fight, I believe. And yeah, we had a super awesome talk. But yeah, I got my ass kicked that workout, but it was an awesome experience. I didn't make it through the whole thing. I think I stopped halfway after the wrestling warm up. I think that's when I grabbed my camera. I was like, okay, I'll just take photos and then I'll interview some guys afterwards. But the interview with Ashley was really cool. That is still up on my YouTube channel if you want to see some really old shit. It is interesting to see how much she's developed, how much she's changed, what she's done, and all very cool stuff. So good luck, Ashley. So definitely part of the reason why I've been feeling better and in a good mood is doing the jiu-jitsu, all of that. Legs feeling pretty good. I actually get an MRI on it tonight at 10:20. So I'll go train first. And then after that, 10 o'clock at night, 10:20 at night, I will do my MRI. Not sure why they schedule them at night, but I guess it's for, I don't know, efficiency, getting people in and out. There won't be a wait, I don't think. So that part's good. and then I can see what we will do next with the knee. But in the meantime, I will continue to roll and just be safe and not do anything crazy. And that's one reason why I'm working with my wife. So that helps a lot too. And she's able to she remembers shit. She's able to point stuff out. She's able to fix things up. So she's actually a great partner. So who would have thought, a woman, right? The other reason why I am so positive because of the other things that went on this week. Just today, didn't do a lot, didn't do anything creative. I don't think. I think I slept in a little bit, but I did put out a new giveaway. I did this with Duncan Ralston, the co-author of Try Not to Die at Ghostland. If you haven't done it already, check out his Ghostland trilogy. Awesome book. I was honored that he would do a Try Not to Die set at Ghostland. That is so super cool. So today we put out a little contest. First place is the Ghostland Huge Ghost Hunter Edition. That thing is pretty cool. The copy of Try Not to Die at Ghostland, also super cool. I died at Ghostland, and all I got was this T-shirt and a ghost meter, and maybe something else. I don't know. It was like $100 worth. For that's grand prize. Second place, you get the Try Not to Die at Ghostland paperback, along with the Try Not to Die T-shirt. And what else? Then fourth through eighth, I think you get paperbacks and whatever else. But look it up. I'll have the link somewhere on my socials. You can find it there. I'll also share it in a newsletter. Hopefully, you're already a newsletter subscriber. If you are, thank you very much. If you're not, you're like, come on, man, just be one. You'll get free shit and get to hear from me all the time. How awesome is that, right? I'm sorry. You guys have to listen to me. It's like my family. They have to put up with me. Well, they don't have to, I guess, but their life will be a lot better if they just accept it. So today, pretty good. Put out the giveaway. Already a lot of people entering. Also super cool to see the Goodreads giveaway for only 10 physical copies of the Try Not to Die at Ghostland is, I don't know, I think it's over like 3,500 people that have already entered to win the 10 copies. So good luck with that one. But 10 people will win, which is pretty cool. Very cool to see the demand. So I appreciate everyone that entered that. Good luck. I think those will be announced this weekend or something through Goodreads. I think Goodreads alerts everyone. I get the addresses and ship off the books. Yesterday was pretty awesome because I had a talk with a fellow author who was recommended for the Try Not to Die book series. Um, Recently, I had said that I was going to try to be done with the series in 3 years. I was going to have that as my deadline, self-imposed deadline, not a real deadline, but that's what I was thinking. And I was like, okay, I'll finish these books, and then after that, I'll just let it go, and I can work my own stuff. But then we went to Yellowstone, and I had trying to that Yellowstone idea, which should be developed. I think I'll find the right co-author, and that'll be developed like in 3 years. That's the game plan, 2 or 3 years. And then there's the other one, but that's not official yet, but with other family that I met that has the theater. So probably that one. We had an awesome conversation yesterday. Later that same day, I had already sent him a contract for Try Not to Die. This is without even reading his work, but it is from reading all his reviews, the recommendation from this other author, and just talking with him. He was able to figure out what the Try Not to Die should be within. I mean, we weren't on the call that long talking about the book. And he might also do a Dethfest Confessions story. I did that yesterday as well, where I sent out the contracts. I already have two authors that are going to be writing those short stories where they will pretend to be, well, they'll be writing as one of the band members from Trying Not to Die at Dethfest. So someone that survived that day, and they are telling that story. So two are already lined up. I'm not even having the deadline for those until October because those will come out after Trying to Die at Deathfest. Figuring I'll probably put out maybe one a month. I sent out a couple other invites besides this other author, and so I will let you know how that goes. But that's pretty cool that that's cooking in the background. In the meantime, I still need to beef up the band's bios. Glenn and I need to do that. And so we need to do that. Clint put together the very best of Deathfest booklet. That one won't be hard at all. I just need to write that down and get it done. There's also no demand because the book's not coming out until October. There is a chance it'll come out sooner, but I don't believe so. I only got a little bit done on Try Not to Die back at Grandma's house, but that's all right. Like I'm on schedule. So that is all figured out. And that's moving nice and smooth. Some days I just can't get creative because the time, well, whether I'm doing talking with someone or whatever, doing marketing, trying to fix up some ads and all this other stuff. So yeah, there's a lot to do. Can't do it all. And so on the days that I can't be creative, I just have to be okay with it. I still like to wake up, go into the sauna with the pages, think about it, think about the day. Today that was super helpful. Not only stretch out my back because I'm old and broken and going against guys that are killing me. Oh, and another exciting thing with that author, we talked to him about the Try Not to Die board game. He designs board games. It's very similar. What I was thinking and imagining is very similar to stuff that he's already done. And so he's going to have some pitches for me soon. That is all cool. I'll go into that and his book and the Try Not to Die thing after we sign the contract and get all that squared away. But yeah, another exciting thing, something that's finally fallen into place. The board game's probably going to take a long time, but at least it is happening. And it's happening with someone that knows what he's doing. So I feel very awesome about that. Let's get to these Ghostland reviews. I want to do some every week because just as a thank you to the people that are leaving these reviews and to let everyone know that, yeah, this fucking book is awesome. Even if I do say so myself, I'm able to say that because I didn't do that much of the writing. So if I did more of the writing, then I'd be ashamed to say it's awesome. But I kind of went into this whole thing as a fan of the trilogy, and being able to experience it like this has been super cool. How about I would go with the oldest? There's 20 right now, which is awesome, or at least 20 ratings. All right, the first one, Milt. So these are coming off of Amazon. First one is Milt. I happily died more than 3 times. Great fun for adults who want to try their hand in surviving Duncan Ralston's Ghostland. It's a haunted theme park, and that's all you really need to know. Ralston and Tullius provide the death scenes and the adventure, and you just have to avoid dying. 26 possible ways to die. The originality and creativity beyond the roof. Different outcomes all the time. I happily died more than 3 times, but no complaints there. I gladly have died some more. Thanks to the author for the art. You are very welcome. Thank you for the review. All right, here's Jay Phillips. You will die several times. A choose your adventure read with a good location and very interesting characters. You will die several times reading the story by making the wrong choices. A very enjoyable read that was quite a page turning experience. Highly recommended story in this great adventure series. So, very cool. Thank you for that, Jay Phillips. All right, here's Jessica. So much creativity. I had so much fun with this choose your own adventure book. All right, real quick, big disclaimer. I should say this because I got a cease and desist from Choose Your Own Adventure before. They were super cool about it, but they alerted me that I had used Choose Your Own Adventure in some of my text, in some images, I think, and in a description of the book. So I am very careful now. These are not Choose Your Own Adventures. They are very much inspired by Choose Your Own Adventures. I love that series. That's the reason why I came up with the series, I'm sure. But they're not Choose Your Own Adventures. There's lots of people associate them. So just wanted to make sure I'm clear on that so I don't get sued. All right. So she had so much fun with this book. I loved these types of books when I was a kid. So when Duncan offered an arc for an honest review, I was down. So much thought and creativity went into this one. There's, I believe, 26 ways to die in the book, and I must have died at least 6 times. I will say I enjoyed each death to the fullest. Haha. There is an option to read the book straight through if you would like. You don't have to read the Ghostland series to read this either, even though I suggest you do. I read the ebook of this one. At first, I was worried it was going to be a pain going back and forth in the ebook when I died, but it wasn't. So don't let that hold you back if ebooks are your thing. Very cool. Thank you, Jessica. That is another thing with this book. I try to be very careful with this one to get all the links right. I've had links break before, or you have to check them a bunch, all the different versions. So sometimes it could be a pain, but I think it's getting a little bit easier every time I do it. And it's cool that people are noticing that and liking it. A couple other people had said something similar. All right, here we go. Cat B. Great fun. Well, this is my second interactive story. I did try not to die, but I think I died more in this one than the last. I lost count, to be honest, but I did have great fun while dying. The deaths were more hideous than in the Wild West, but dead is dead nonetheless. A delightful way to spend some time and have a few giggles along the way. I received a free arc of this book and voluntarily leaving my honest review of the tale. Thank you, Kat. That's awesome. Appreciate it. Last one for today, Christy. OMG. So y'all, choose your own adventure books were my absolute favorite. I love the Ghostland Omnibus so very much. I saw this and about how to fit. It was all I wanted and more. Stopping counting my deaths as 6, but finally made it. Very cool. Another thing these reviews are showing me is, Duncan, we made these choices too easy for them. They're not dying enough. Not only that, so that's not necessarily true. That might be, maybe they are a little bit easier, maybe, but the reason why people are dying less in this book than the other books is because we gave them fewer choices. These death scenes were way longer than the usual deaths. There were 29, I believe, in this one. 26, 29, somewhere around there. There are a lot of different ways to die. But in this one, lots of times there's only 2 chapters. So we had more chapters. The other books are usually about 20 decisions, 21 decisions. This one, I think there were 26 decisions. So Usually you had a 50% chance of being correct. There were a couple decisions that there were three choices. So don't be getting all cocky that you didn't die that much. It's because we didn't give you enough choices. Um, Try not to die back at grandma's house. That's going to give you more choices. There are only 12 in the book, but I think there are also only 6 spots. I don't know. There may be 7 spots. I forget. But yeah, that one, there's going to be a lot more dying in that one. I guarantee it. So let's get to the other cool review. So, very special thank you to Lisa A. Mark Tullius is a master storyteller. All right, that alone, that's awesome. No, but thank you for that. That's super cool. That's hard to hear and accept, but yeah, that's super cool. Ain't No Messiah, but Mark Tullius is my introduction to the writings of this master storyteller. I learned about Mr. Tullius through Facebook and started following him for a sense of humor. The man is just brilliant, funny, engaging, and generous. One day he offered his followers a code for a free audio of any one of his books. Not even reading a synopsis, I picked the title that intrigued me the most, and boy did I hit the jackpot. Ain't No Messiah is nothing less than brilliant. The story is simply amazing. It's one of those stories that you just don't want to put down and walk away from. Time to go to work? Nah, it's okay. I still have time. And then you look to find out that you're so immersed in the story of Joshua Campbell and the way it is told that time slipped by and now you're extremely late, but you don't care because every minute you are submerged is an exciting ride. I was thoroughly engrossed in Joshua's story. The narrator, Rick Cheddar, brings Joshua to life with a voice that can only be described as perfect. He brings this solidly written character to life as he talks about himself and his life from childhood to fatherhood, raised by a religious zealot of a father who proclaimed him at birth to be Christ reborn. His story is rich and deep in thought, structure, and prose as he reminisces long ago family events told in the first person, which, in my opinion, makes the reader feel as if they are right there in the room with the narrator, sitting at his knees attentively, eagerly awaiting for more. I can say with certainty that this is one that will not be forgotten and that I will definitely be looking into his works in the future. So, Lisa, that is so amazing. I saw that the other day. Really affected me because I sometimes completely forget about Ain't No Messiah. I'll see it and I'll remember, like, oh, yeah, man, I really did enjoy that book. I think I really needed to write that book. It was important for me to write, but I just haven't put it out there that much. I think part of why I didn't put it out there that much is because I was waiting on writing books 2 and then 3, 4, and 5. I still have not gotten around to that. Book 2's been halfway finished forever, and a lot of other short stories that are tied to it. Hopefully, I will be able to continue that. I mean, that is the game plan, but being able to hear that kind of response to it, because in my head, I often hear, or I'm afraid of, the negatives, people that are upset about the religious content, the sexual content, all that kind of stuff, thinking, just excess violence or whatever else, or being bored by the backstory. But yeah, I definitely put a lot of time and work into that one. Very cool that you appreciate it. I appreciate you. Thank you very much. You guys are awesome. So let's get to Trying to Die Ghostland. I'll read real quick. All right, your choices. My daughter gave you the choices. They were follow my friends, turn to page 121, or hide in the closet, turn to page 208. Now, I hope you would follow your friends, because if you did, you would die. All right, let's do it. Here's what I would do. I'm not about to get in a closet with some freak employee and abandon my friends. Go, I shout at Gabby, waving her on to follow Eli and Jordan out the far end of the hallway. I'm coming. The worker grabs my wrist, his touch cold like that old woman's. I jerk my hand free and sprint after my friends and away from the blood-chilling screams. All the doors on both sides of the hallway are wide open. I'm flying by them, only one to go when something slams into my back, sending me stumbling to the right. I can't get my hands up in time and my face smashes into the door jamb. My nose a bright blast of pain. The AR glass is shattered. Another shove and I'm knocked to the floor, blood from my nose pouring down my throat. I spit out blood and get to my hands and knees. Eli! Gabby! Shh! The employee hisses at me from the doorway. I'm your friend. I'm trying to help. Get away, I say. The glasses that cut my forehead, blood filling the cracks in the lenses, making it hard to see. Gabby! I'm so sorry, Lucky, he says. As he moves toward me, I notice his toes are floating inches above the floorboards. He's no employee. He's one of the ghosts. You've got to help! I scream as loud as I can. Eli! No, no, the dead kid says, gliding toward me with a hand out like he's going to cover my mouth. It's coming. Hide. I knocked glasses off my face and the dead kid's gone. Nothing in here except an old-timey bed made of shiny oak. I want to scream, but the sound in the hallway is moving closer, like a cage of crazed animals coming right for me. Shutting the door is only going to alert it, so I fall flat on my stomach and crawl under the bed, trying hard not to sob. My heart thumps against the floorboards as the chittering grows louder, a deep cold coming with it. Whatever this thing is, it's in the room with me and sounds like pure evil, like demons laughing in hell. Someone please save me. A band of ice cold fire wraps around my right ankle and flings me out from under the bed, pain shooting up from the tips of my fingers and my stubby nails break trying to grab hold of the floorboards. I fly into the air and slam against the wall, the crunch of plaster so loud my skull must be broken. I'm pinned to the wall, nothing visible in front of me, the evil chittering and an ungodly cold surrounding me. The cold burns through my wrist, and I'm launched full speed at the wall in front of me, hands pinned to my side so I hit face first. Everything's black, and I'm flat on my back, my brain scrambled. I try to sit up, but nothing's working. My world is pain and burning cold. Its laugh grows louder. No way to stop it. I close my eyes and scream, Mommy, Daddy, help! With the last of my breath. Good job getting her killed. All right, the correct choice was hide in the closet. My daughter will read that to you. But before I forget, man, if you are in Dallas, Texas, do I have the event for you? If you're anywhere near Dallas, Texas, you should hit the Texas Author Con. Duncan Ralston is going to be there. He will have copies of all his stuff, but also he will be selling signed copies of Try Not to Die Ghostland. No one has a copy of that as far as I know. At least not one for me. I'm making you guys wait. And actually, I just got my copies in. So this weekend, if I'm not too busy, I'm going to try to go through my email, see who I owe copies for. I should also have the first like 5 or so of the Dethfest copies to send out. And so, yeah, I will get those to you. Appreciate you guys listening. Stick around. My daughter is going to read the next chapter for you guys. If you're good, and if you subscribe, and if you share, and if you tell your friends, and if you blow up this podcast, I will be sure to read some more death scenes pretending I'm a little 18-year-old girl or 17. I'm not sure how old she is. I probably should know that, but also not that important. All right, guys. Hope you have an incredible week. Enjoy this chapter 2 from Trying to Die at Ghostland, and I will talk to you later. Peace.
Something about the way the dead kid looks at me makes me think I should take him seriously. I'm about to call out to my friends, just their backs visible as they turn to the corner, when he shoves me inside and pulls the door closed behind us. It's dark and cramped in here, and it smells musty like a linen closet. I can't see much even with the glasses, just this strange glowing boy at my side with his bloody neck wound. Now that we're in here alone, I realize I can see right through him, just like the dead Victorian woman in the dining room downstairs. Again, my curiosity overtakes me. Very slowly, I raise my glasses, and just like that, I'm alone in a dark closet in a haunted house. He's dead. An actual dead person. I should be terrified, trapped in a closet with a ghost, but for some reason I'm not. I don't know why, but standing here with him is almost a relief. I rest the glasses back on my nose just so I can see him again. Wait, I say, how do you know my... He shushes me. It's not his shush, which I have a split second to think is rude, that silences me. It's the sound of more screams coming from out there. My friends, he covers my mouth with his cold, semi-transparent hand. Is this what that weird old lady was talking about? She said I was touched by the ethereal world. Is this what she meant by heeding its call? Following this dead kid from the 50s into a closet? A horrible sound like animals screeching and howling in a cage comes from directly behind the door. My arms break out in goosebumps as whatever it is out there approaches my hiding spot. I don't want to think about what can make that awful sound, but if I don't keep quiet, I'll find out soon enough. It's right on the other side of the door now. The source of the sound, for some reason I'm not convinced it's a mouth, seems to be moving slightly from side to side, as if the thing outside the door is trying to figure out whether there's someone in here or not. I hold my breath. The dead kid holds me still with his gaze. After what feels like forever, my lungs ready to explode, I hear the thing on the other side of the door move away down the hall. Whatever the hell it is, it seems to be gone now. The dead boy takes his hand off my mouth, and I let out a huge breath of relief. What was that? What's happening? I whisper, just in case whatever it is comes back. Trust me, Lucky, you do not want to know. Suspicion overtakes my relief, and I ask him, Okay, who are you and how do you know my name? He shrugs, still watching the door. What, are you writing a book? Your name is Lucy Romano. You live at 237 Pickery Lane in Stone Valley, Vermont. You're in the 12th grade at Stone Valley High. Your parents are Julia and Dominic. I get it, I say, holding up a hand to prevent him from reading my ATM code. But how do you know me? Wait, you're not like some kind of ghost stalker, are you? He laughs. Of all the millions of things I could do in the afterlife, stalking some twiggy teeny bopper has got to be the lowest on the list. Just think of me as your guardian angel, if that makes it easier, like Clarence from It's a Wonderful Life. I roll my eyes. The Christmas movie? You remember yesterday when you almost got knocked out of your shoes by that hot rodder, but your laces came untied? That was you? He nods with a slight smile. You're the reason I'm lucky? He nods again. But I can't keep saving your neck forever. Something very bad's going down here, Lucky. Much worse than any of us could have figured. I tried following you in, but that recurrence field doodad stopped me dead in my tracks, so to speak. When the power flickered just then, I managed to slip through and find you, just in time by the look. But who are you? Name's Winston Simmons. He tips the brim of an imaginary hat. My pals call me Church. Church? Because of Winston? I stare at him blankly. Winston Churchill? He says, as if that explains everything. He puts on a blustery English accent. I have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and... He stops there, noticing my blank look hasn't gone away. Look, it don't matter what you call me, Lucky, so long as you don't call me Winston or late for dinner. My nano on my dad's side makes that same joke all the time, and I roll my eyes now, just like when he says it to me. Whoever and whatever Church is, it's about time we get out of this closet, so I reach for the handle. Hang on, Church says, then sticks his head right through the door. I already know he's a ghost, but seeing him disappear up to the shoulder still makes me shudder. He leans his head back in. Okay, coast is clear. I twist the doorknob and the hinges creak as I open a crack. A scream of terror from downstairs freezes me in place, still gripping the door handle. What if that thing we heard is still out there? What if it's hiding, just waiting for me to step out so it can eat me or tear me to pieces? Church looks up and down the hall. We should scram, Lucky. Vamoose. Hit the bricks. I can't, I shake my head. I can't do it. Church grabs me by the shoulders and forces me to look at him. You have to trust me, Lucky. If I didn't untie your kids the other day, you'd be a hillbilly hamburger. What makes you think I wouldn't keep you safe now? Let's split before that thing comes back. Or worse. Follow me, Church says, heading for the door we came through, the opposite way Eli and Gabby went, in the direction of all the screams. Okay. Time for a decision. You can follow Church, or you can go find the others.